Are you afraid to confront your family's past? My life experiences, search for healing, and countless hours spent listening to people's stories made revelations. One common thread I've noticed is the presence of pain that seems to echo through generations. It's a pain that's not easily explained, often buried in the subconscious, a weight carried by individuals who can't quite pinpoint its origin. Usually emerges when one realizes they do not understand why they behave the way they do. This is the essence of generational trauma. I've met countless individuals carrying the weight of their family's pasts. A young woman terrified of commitment, mirroring her grandmother's abandonment. A man struggling with anger or avoiding deep connections with a partner, mirroring his father's unspoken pain. These are not isolated incidents, but rather symptoms of a larger, unspoken inheritance. These stories, heartbreaking as they are, serve as a powerful reminder. They remind us that our past don't simply vanish with time. They live within us, shaping our present and influencing our future. This realization, while daunting, is the first step toward healing. We must acknowledge the existence of generational trauma and shed light on its pervasive influence. Only then can we begin to dismantle its hold on us and future generations. I bet you didn't know that generational trauma, often called intergenerational trauma, refers to the transmission of trauma's impact across generations. This isn't about inheriting physical traits. It's about inheriting the emotional and psychological ramifications of our ancestors' traumatic experiences. Imagine a family tree. Now picture traumatic events as cracks in its branches. These cracks can weaken the tree, making it susceptible to future damage. Similarly, unresolved trauma can create vulnerabilities that are passed down, impacting future generations. They can stem from various sources, including abuse, neglect, abandonment, war, displacement, or systemic oppression. The key is that these events were not properly processed or healed, leaving behind emotional residue that lingers. This residue can manifest in various ways. Think of it as an invisible inheritance passed down through generations, shaping the way individuals view themselves, others, and the world around them. I'm sure you wouldn't be surprised that generational trauma doesn't present itself in a neat, predictable package. Its symptoms are diverse and often subtle, making it difficult to identify. This can range from anxiety, depression, communication challenges, particularly as relationship difficulties and low self-esteem. Children who grow up witnessing their parents grapple with unresolved trauma may internalize these experiences. They might develop a heightened sense of fear, insecurity, or distrust, even if they haven't directly experienced the trauma themselves. These children may struggle to form secure attachments, fearing abandonment or betrayal. They might exhibit hypervigilance or emotional numbness, constantly on guard or shutting down as a coping mechanism. The impact of generational trauma can be particularly insidious because it often operates beneath the surface. Individuals may struggle with inexplicable fears, anxieties, or relationship patterns without fully understanding their root cause. Section 4. Unhealthy coping mechanisms. When left unaddressed, trauma can often lead to the development of unhealthy coping mechanisms. These mechanisms, though intended to protect, can ultimately perpetuate the cycle of pain across generations. Some individuals may turn to substance abuse as a way to numb their emotional pain. Others might withdraw from relationships, fearing vulnerability and intimacy. These behaviors, while understandable, often create new problems and prevent genuine healing and limit rewarding relationship connections. Children witnessing these coping mechanisms may misinterpret them as normal or acceptable relationship behaviors. As such, they might learn to suppress their emotions, avoid conflict, or seek validation through unhealthy means. The key here is to remember that these behaviors are not character flaws. They are reflexive survival strategies, often developed unconsciously, as a way to navigate a world that feels unsafe, confusing, or unpredictable. Why you should understand the cycle continues. Without conscious, actionable effort, the cycle of generational trauma is likely to continue. Unresolved pain from the past can seep into the present, impacting relationships, parenting styles, and overall well-being. Parents carrying the weight of their own unhealed wounds may struggle to provide the emotional support their children need. They might inadvertently recreate unhealthy dynamics or project their fears and insecurities onto their offspring. This isn't about blaming previous generations. It's about acknowledging and understanding the impact of their experiences and how those experiences continue to negatively impact our present reality. Recognizing this cycle is crucial. Forgiving ourselves, parents, and prior generations is also crucial. It allows us to break free from predetermined patterns and make conscious choices that foster healing and growth for ourselves and future generations.